I listened with rapt attention, and it was truly a great story, and we did use it. That reminded me of something. So, my senior year in high school, my friends and I loved the outdoors just as I do now. Two of my best friends and I took my friend's Corvair station wagon, some cans of chili, an ice chest, and my brother's guitar on a weekend camping trip out into the desert. It was my turn to drive, and I accidentally drove that Corvair right off a cliff. Totaled the car, but fortunately I didn't total any of the three of us. It was close. And on we went, sharing stories from our own past of the difficult, the painful, the humiliating, the costly, the sorrowful. In most of those stories, we didn't look too good. But the truth is, I said when the flow of stories slowed, I am who I am because of those events. Some of them were mistakes on my part, including some real Lulus. And others, like my leukemia, were things that happened to me. They hurt. They cost me plenty. But the lessons I learned through them, the truths about myself and others they revealed, shaped me. Talk about trial by fire. Ross nodded, and then it struck both of us at the same time. How ironic, he said, that the events that we claim were the formative and absolutely necessary events of our lives, the things that made us the men we are today, as embarrassing and regrettable and sometimes horrifying as those things might be, are exactly the kind of thing we're working so hard to protect our own kids from ever experiencing. Of course we're trying to protect them. What father wouldn't? And yet, without the trials and tribulations the Bible promised us, will our kids grow up strong and wise and persistent? And maybe that's why we're promised those trials and tribulations, for just that reason, to strengthen us and give us endurance and wisdom and perspective. We think Ross was right. Think of the kinds of crises we're talking about in this book, the kind of difficult life experiences that strike a marriage, the loss of a loved one, an adoption gone awry, a family member's addiction to drugs or alcohol, infertility, a natural disaster that causes you to lose everything. As painful as those things may be, as challenging and disruptive to your lives as they indeed are, as Ross pointed out, those things can make us who we are. Or, in this case, those things can make our marriages what they are. Your marriage will face trials and tribulations. They can defeat you. They can cause you to give up. They can drive you apart and spell the end of your marriage. They can drive you to turn on each other in a rage. Or they can cause you to pull together as a unit, a team committed to facing this challenge together and emerging from it in the end closer and more committed to each other than ever, and knowing each other better than you ever thought it possible to know another human being. The truth is, the choice is yours. Yours together. We can't make it for you, but what we can do is discuss with you, even as we share some of the embarrassing and painful stories from our own past, and some stories of other couples we know and admire, the ways you can arm yourselves to face those challenges when they come with wisdom and strength, the ways you can give your marriage staying power. Join us on that journey. The stories in this book are all true. In some cases, they are our stories, the stories of the Kents and the Lamberts. In other cases, they are the true stories of other couples who allowed us to identify them by name. And there are also stories of couples who asked us to change their names and some of the details of their experiences to protect their privacy and that of their family. Some of the stories are dramatic and unusual, as you will see, and some will sound very much like the everyday things you experience in your marriage. Whether their names appear in this book or not, we feel a great sense of gratitude and admiration for those couples who, despite the pain and the difficult memories, We're willing to share.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.